show about people with amazing stories that will empower your life. And today I'm very excited to have Dr. Sylvia Johnson on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dr. Johnson, OBGYN. Tell me a little bit about you and who you are.
Well, I'm originally a Florida girl.
Okay.
I grew up in Florida. I went to the University of Florida Medical School, and then I came to Atlanta to do my residency at Emory. And I stayed. Most residents stay where they do their training. And I've been here ever since. I was with a group for 11 years. So when I first started out, I was with a group. And some things changed in the environment, so I was the first to leave. And I hired a consultant, and the consultant actually told me that I should go with another group. But it didn't work out, and I was led to go out by myself. And she said, "Oh, that's a mistake. You'll never make it." I said, "Well, that's what I'm going to do."
Wow.
And I've been in private practice for 15 years, so I made it.
Wow, you did, and that's a wonderful thing. One thing that empowers me is when someone tells me I can't do it, I'm going to show them 10 ways how I can do it. Well, I would like to know a little bit about where you are in your life right now. You and I have talked before, and I know that you're somewhat in transition. Can you tell me a little bit about that, why, and why now?
Well, I told you I came to Atlanta to do my training, and that was in 1984. And so this is 2014. I have been delivering babies for 30 years, and I'm getting older, and I feel it. I was up last night. I delivered babies all weekend.
Wow.
And so then I usually have to work, but I'm here today. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes.
And so I'm tired. I love delivering babies,
Yes.
but now I need to do something new that isn't so strenuous on my body.
Okay, all right, that's very good. So let me ask you this: have you thought about what that is? Are you just are you reading, or what's motivating you right now?
I have thought about it. I've been thinking about it since I was in my 40s. For my transition, it was supposed to be at 50, but it's gotten kind of past that.
Okay.
But I've tried a few things. I tried a weight loss center because I want to help people.
Okay.
My goal is to be an inspiration to women and to do something that I feel good about that helps. I don't want to do it just for the money.
Wonderful.
And a lot of my colleagues do Botox and spas, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So I figured we all need to lose weight. I'll do that. Well, I bought a franchise that didn't work out, to make a long story short. So I let that go and I prayed on it, and now I am stepping out on faith.
Wonderful.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm in the process.
Wow. Well, you know, I'm a faith walker as well, and you know, I met you. I don't believe in coincidences. I know it was a divine appointment when you and I met. I was referred to you by a friend. And just a few weeks ago, met you, and now we're here sitting talking about your story. And I love when that happens, because that's when you know that there's more things going on than what we're just doing. One thing that always intrigues me about a person is their whys. What causes them to do what they do? What drives you? What drove you to become a OBGYN? What's driving you now to seek out this new path? What is it in you that maybe someone else may want to do something, but they don't know how to take those steps? What is it that's driving you? And what would you say to someone that needed to take steps? Well,
what's driving me now and what was driving me before is different. What's driving me now is God and the Holy Spirit, and I want to do what I have a purpose to do. I feel like everyone has a purpose, and the world is out of balance because most people aren't doing what they were purposed to do.
Right.
And some people feel like they can't do anything, but everyone has a purpose. Everyone's purpose is different, and it doesn't matter whether they feel that purpose is small. It's important. It's just like the body.
Yes.
My finger is just as important as, well, it might not be just as important, but it's important as my brain.
Yes.
I need all of my parts. So everyone should follow what their spirit tells them. I feel like it's the Holy Spirit, but everybody's faith is different.
Yes.
So there's a spirit inside of you, and most people know what it is, but they kind of are afraid to do it.
Okay. Right. Well, you know, I think I read in some of your information that you've not always been a faith walker, but I believe that you took steps before you became a faith walker to propel you to where you are now. Can you tell me a little bit about that? What made you take those steps? Now it's your faith, I understand that. But before then, what was it?
It was the spirit inside of me that I was following. Of course, you know, not everyone has the same basis from their family. I didn't grow up a Christian, so I can't say that it was that, but my parents taught me to try to be educated.
Okay.
So I sought for an education. I really didn't know I wanted to be a doctor. I had no mentors. I think the most important thing that a person can do, like I said, is search inside of them. Everyone, like I said, has a purpose, and then you have to make a plan. You can't succeed without making a plan. So first, you need to just really dig deep inside of yourself, and find what you feel that what your passion is.
Yes.
Usually, you'll have a passion for something. So I had a passion for helping people. Okay. And then I had to figure out how I could do that, what the avenues were, and then I made a plan, and then I figured out a way to make that plan work.
And so you're still helping people, and it sounds like that your next step, you still want to continue to help people. If you were to go back, and I hear people do this all the time, and I said I would never do this, but I'm going to do this. If you were to go back and talk to yourself, your 20-year-old self, what would you tell yourself right now, with the wisdom that you have now, how would you empower your 20-year-old self?
How would I empower my 20-year-old self? Well, my walk would be the same. I'm satisfied. I don't look back. Everyone makes mistakes, and I'm satisfied with my life as it is and what I'm doing. But again, if I could change one thing, it would be my faith.
Okay.
Because when I was going through the hard times, any process that you go through or any goal that you have is difficult. So there are difficulties along the way, and that makes life difficult. And it's much easier for me now that I know that I'm not in control, that God is, and that I can have peace, because that's what, you know, Jesus left us. And that would be the one thing that I would change. I wouldn't really change anything else, but it would have made my life a lot more peaceful, a lot less stressful.
Yes, 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 yes. I agree with you on that. Absolutely. Okay, so now tell me where you are as far as your staff. I've been there. I think you have an amazing staff. But it takes an amazing person to have amazing people work with them. And I feel that you give a lot of yourself to your staff, and they give it right back to you. So tell me a little bit about the day-to-day ins and outs of being a doctor.
Well, I think the most important thing is that we're there to serve the patients. So that's what we do our best to do, is make the patients that come in feel comfortable and feel like they're important. I'm a real stickler about being on time.
Yes, I know. I've been to your office.
Well, because everybody's time is important.
That's right.
You know, and that's our basic thing, is just making the person feel comfortable. Because when you come to an OBGYN as a woman, it's kind of intimidating. It's not the most pleasant exam to have, and you're already a little bit, you know, you're a little bit intimidated. So we try to make people feel comfortable.
Yes. Well, I do want to tell you this, that my time there, it has been a good experience with me. I love the fact that you are very, you know, in my face as far as what I need to do and where I am and everything, and I really appreciate that. And I know a lot of other women will appreciate that as well. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that I feel that by you being who you are today and standing up, I really feel that your next steps that you're going to take are going to be bigger than the ones you've already taken. If you can imagine that, that you're going to be able to move forward even faster and empower more people.
Well, good, because that is a goal, to help other people. Like I said, and helping other people empower themselves by being an example would be wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have no doubt that you'll do just that. Well, what we're going to do is just think about what's coming up next for you. We're going to watch you. We're going to, I'm going to watch, you know, and to see. And if there's anything that I can do to be a part of your next step, I would love to do that, because I feel that you're here now with me for a reason, and I feel connected with you, and I want to be able to be a part of what's coming up next for you.
Well, great, because you would be a wonderful asset. It's an honor to be here, and
Thank you.
I'm sure that your show is going to be inspiring and empowering to people of every faith, of every walk in life, because people do. This is, like I said, this is a difficult world to walk in, to live in, and it's very stressful. There's always something, but if you just remember that, well, again, I'm very strong on God. God is in control.
That's fine.
You're not.
That's right.
And just do what you can do, the best that you can do. I always tell people, it's your attitude. I told my daughter, my 21-year-old, it's your attitude.
Yes.
It's how you look at things.
Yes.
Be positive about it.
That's right.
And always just do your best.
That's right. And sometimes that is very hard to do, especially when life just happens. You know, maybe someone's running behind schedule or something, someone cut you off in traffic, and it's very challenging to stay focused and to do the right thing always. But if we want to continue to move forward, we have to do that, and we cannot allow the stressors that come across. We're going to have stressors, no matter what. We're going to have stressors, but we cannot allow those things to hinder us, to stop us, because if we do, then we're giving in. And that's one of the things that propel me. That's why I say it's up to you to make the difference, and we can't blame anyone else. We can, but the blame should be placed on ourselves. And just a little bit about where I get my inspiration from. I get my inspiration from God as well, but I also get my inspiration and empowerment from empowering other people. When I'm able to speak life into other people and I see them move forward and I know that I've helped in some way, that empowers me to go out and do it again and again and again. And I'm sure you can attest to this. One of the things that has just been really key for me is my goal is to not to give a man a fish, but it's to teach them to fish. And I feel that you're doing the same thing, because your next steps are going to be giving back to other people. And as they watch you, as you well know, people are always watching whether you know or not. They're going to want to do the same thing.
Yes. And a big part of being able to empower people is just feeling good about yourself. And that's where my strengths are encouraging women. I don't see very many men, but in my practice, women just believing in themselves, being positive again about themselves, knowing that they can make a difference. So that's the way that I like to empower people.
Okay, well, one question also for women's health care. What is one of the most important things that you feel that we need to be aware of, concerned about? What would you say? And it could be more than one thing.
Being proactive. I mean, the things that are difficult to do, the normal cliche that most doctors tell you, get plenty of rest, exercise, and diet. But that's really true, because, you know, there are too many stressors and toxins and everything in our environment. And because of that, it taxes the body a lot. And in order to be healthy, in order to help people, in order to be empowered, you have to have energy and you have to be healthy. So in order to be healthy, you have to do the things that most of us are struggling to because we don't have time, because we're juggling so many other things. But you have to put yourself first. I tell them, you have to put yourself first. You can't put your job first, which is what most people are pressured to do. They're pressured to put their jobs first. And you have to put yourself first and exercise, rest, and try to eat healthily.
Well, Dr. Sylvia Johnson, I thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much. Come right back with us. All right? You did fantastic. You're welcome.